And our next guest has a book about, which is really interesting. It's called Hidden Hospitality, and it's about the Black motels, hotels, resort owners from the civil rights era. So,
Love
and also his book was nominated for an NAACP Image Award. And so, Calvin Stovall Jr., uh, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV. I need you to unmute so we can hear you. Oh, he's still talking. We need you to unmute. Okay, there you go. Yes,
Can you hear me
now,
now?
yes, we can hear
All
you.
right. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
that's
Thank you for
okay.
having me. Excited
You're
to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you show your book cover?
Yes. Let me see. My background is blurry, but let me see. I'm gonna try to.
Just hold it in front of you.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can do it that
You
way.
do have a just the heart. Yeah. Okay. Put it closer to your body.
Yeah.
Yes. And then higher up, but close to your body, not the screen, your body.
No,
If,
there it is. Hidden
there it is.
hospitality.
There. Well, we had it,
Well, it
but
was. Well, let's do this. I'm gonna do
if
this.
you
Let's
can,
make it. I'm
we
gonna
do
make it
have
easy.
screen share if you want to do it
There you
like
go.
that.
There
Oh,
it is.
okay.
That's even
Okay.
better.
Great. Beautiful.
Untold
Beautiful.
stories of Black hotel, motel, and resort owners from the pioneer days to the civil rights era. Love it.
Hmm.
Yes.
Now, is that a coffee table book?
Yes, ma'am. It has more than
Oh,
150 photographs in
I
here.
love
oh,
it.
I love
Do you have
that.
any, wait, first of all, throw the whole book away if there are no pictures of any hotels or motels or anything from New Orleans.
Oh, I gotta have some New Orleans stuff in here.
Okay, okay, then continue with the interview.
You cannot do a book like this without a New Orleans hotel.
Okay, okay, we
The
can do
Dewdrop Inn is in here. Yes, ma'am.
So, what led you down this path? Are you in the hospitality? Okay, we lost you on
Yeah, there
camera.
you go.
Are you
There you
in
go.
the hospitality field?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay,
I have more than
okay,
25 years in the hospitality industry. I started as a desk
okay,
clerk at a Holiday Inn in Chicago. That's where I'm from. I'm from the Chi, and
okay,
worked in a few hotels. Ended up eventually going to. I went to Chicago State undergrad, and then eventually went to a graduate program at Cornell University's hotel school. And
okay.
so left there, worked as an AGM at the Embassy Suites in Memphis, and then transitioned into corporate and eventually became the vice president of brand marketing for Homewood Suites by Hilton. So I have a
Oh,
corporate background in hospitality, been in it all my life, but I also did some nonprofit work with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And my last, like, one of the coolest jobs I had, I was the CEO of an organization in Memphis called the Soulsville Foundation, which is was built out of the Stax recording studio.
oh, okay.
Isaac Hayes and Staple Singers. Yeah, it's
I'm
the Stax
familiar with
Museum of
that.
American Soul Music now.
I've seen
Okay.
that place. Isn't it? Is that right across the street from the Lorraine Hotel?
It's no, it's
Not
not in
exactly across
Memphis.
the
It's not
street, but
in Memphis. It's in oh yeah, it is in Memphis. I know what you're saying. Yes, it is. It's close to the Lorraine.
it's not. Again, not exactly across the street,
So
but walking distance.
yeah, I think you can get there. I think you can walk there. It's on Macklemore. But
Yeah,
they have a
I've seen.
charter school on that campus and then an after school music program for
Yeah,
kids.
I know exactly where it is. I know exactly
Yeah,
what
right in
you're talking about.
Soulsville. There's a big wall that says Soulsville, USA on it. Right before, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I think I did a tour and saw that, but the Stax label was yellow.
Yes. Well, they had a yellow with a red one. Then
With
they had a black and white one with the snapping fingers. Yeah.
I don't remember that one, but I remember a
Mhm.
yellow one with black
Yeah.
letters.
no, I
Yeah.
know. Wait a minute. I apologize. You're right. It's not near. It's not. It's not by the Lorraine Hotel, but it's near it's by a museum that was a It it
It's the
was
well, the
a
museum is
recording
there.
studio, but they
It's the
made it into a
Stax
museum.
Museum of American Soul
Yeah,
Music.
yeah.
So
I
it's
went to
right,
that.
it's the
Okay.
same place where the recording studio was.
Yes,
Okay.
So
yes,
there you
yes.
go. And it's
Yeah,
like
I
it
think we
takes up
went on a
almost a
tour.
whole block. So you got the museum, the school, and then the program there. They have a
Yeah,
store right next to it. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Yep,
yes.
yep, yep, yep,
Okay.
yep.
So now what made you research the Black history in the hotel, in the hospitality field?
Gwen, I've always loved Black history. When I was a kid, I was probably 10 years old. My mama gave me a Black history book that was probably the same size as this book. And she was like, you go read through all that and you get to, learn your history. So I've always loved this. So basically, this book is just a marriage of two things that I love, hospitality and history. So how it came to be is when I was in graduate school at Cornell, I met a guy. His name is Evan Frazier, great guy. We still work together today. He was an undergrad, and they started an organization called the National Society of Minority Hoteliers at Cornell. That's where that whole organization started. And
Hmm.
he was a chairperson, and he asked me to do a favor for him. They were putting together one of their first conferences, and he said, "Well, Calvin, can you do some research on some Black hotel ownership and come and present it to the group?" He said, "I think that'll be interesting." So I was like, "Okay, I'll definitely do that." And so it wasn't much. We're talking about like 93. So it wasn't much out there. But so I was looking at stuff on microfiche, just
I
going
remember
through the
Michael.
whole, yeah, right. But the young
Yes.
folks don't know nothing about that.
No, but it's
Y'all
a
have
real
not lived
thing.
until
It's
you've
a real,
done research
Real
yeah,
on
thing.
microfiche.
And it's still a real thing because I tell young people everything is not on Google.
that's right.
Google might have 2% of the information. There's
That's
so
right.
much information that's not on Google. And if you only rely on Google, you're missing it. There's
You're right.
tons and tons of stuff
Yeah, yeah.
that's
So
out there.
yeah. So I
Mhm.
put together I got so intrigued by the info, it became my monograph. To graduate out of that program, you have to create a monograph. It's not as intense as a thesis, but it has to be pretty substantial. And I put together this 100-page document. And when you leave the school, they give it to you in this beautiful black binder with gold lettering on it, almost similar to what this book looks like. And so I took it. Now, fast forward about 25 years, okay? I was cleaning out some boxes. This was around COVID time, and I found it. I was like, oh, my monograph. So I came out the back. It was a friend of mine that was here, and she's like, what is that? She's like, you seem pretty excited. I said, this is my monograph I wrote in graduate school. She's like, what it's about? And I said, it's Black hotel ownership. It starts in the late 1700s, goes through the civil rights. And she looked at me like, what? We had hotels? And I gave her she said, let me see that. And she starts reading it, and I could see she was like in the zone. And then she looks up at me and says, is this a book? And that's when it happened. I was like,
And so now you can
now
say,
it's gonna
yes,
be
it's a
now.
book. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a book.
she told me I owe her about $1 million for giving me that idea. She said, don't forget about me when you get famous.
A lot of ideas come from people, and sometimes
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
statements are random, but
Yeah.
then it's a seed planted.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
it's
Yes.
amazing how that happens.
It is. And
So,
I was so excited to get it done. It took me probably about 4 years to finish it. And what was one of the coolest things for me as a father, I have two boys, Caden and Carson. They're 14 and 16, 16 and 18. I wish they were still 14. They're 16 and
they grow
18.
up fast.
Man, they're 16 and 18. And so they saw me here typing night after night, day after day, coming from school, coming. They were like, Dad, when you gonna finish, man? When you gonna finish? Are you gonna finish? When you gonna finish? When you gonna finish? And so one of the proudest moments for me was when I got my first few copies from the publisher, and I said, "Here you go." And they were like, "Oh my God." And I told them, I said, don't ever say you can't finish anything. So it
Yeah.
was a true lesson for my dad to two boys also. So my oldest one is getting ready to go to college. So I'm like, I don't want to hear no excuses. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Amen.
So I think
Now,
that was one of the greatest
was
things.
it challenging to get a publisher interested in it?
No, not at
That's
all.
great. That's
They're
great.
not at all. So what happened, because I was doing a coffee table book, I wanted to find a publisher that did really good coffee table books. So I did a
Okay.
Google search, and Brown Books Publishing in Dallas came up like first. It's weird. And then, so I was like, well, let me call the first one. And so when I told her what it was about, they jumped on it. You know, I had sent the manuscript in, and typically they say they take 3 to 6 weeks to get back to you. It wasn't even a full 3, 4 days. She called me back, and she was like, "We want to do this project, but there's a downside to when you go to hybrid publisher, and that is you have to raise the money first
Mhm.
before they print it." So I had to raise
Oh.
$75,000 to get 3,000 copies printed.
Mm.
So
Did you do a Kickstarter or anything like
no, I did
that? Or
not. I put together a pitch deck. It was probably like a 20-minute thing. You know, it kind of gave people an idea of what it was going to be. And I first showed it to the American Hotel and Lodging Association Foundation. And when they saw it, they was like, "We'll give you half up front." Boom. And so that,
wow.
that knocked out 35K right there. So I was like, "Oh, I'm in now." So I told the publisher, you know, because they would get started on it with half of the money. So
Okay.
so
Okay.
I said they were, so I was excited. I was like, we finna get started. So I went back to AHLA and I was like, well, go ahead and give me the halves because they can go ahead and they were like, you got to get the other half first.
Oh.
Because they were like, if what if you don't raise the other half and then we just out of 35,000, we can't do that. So
Right.
I had to raise the other half, which was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. But I got there.
Okay.
But I
Hmm.
got there from people like Sheila Johnson, who runs Salamander Collection. She's a black billionaire, former wife of BET owner Bob
Okay.
Johnson. You
Okay.
know, she has a
Uh-huh.
beautiful collection of hotels. She funded, you know, gave me a substantial amount of money, and also John Rogers, who's the CEO of Ariel Investments. His
Oh
great
yeah. Mm-hmm.
his
Mm-hmm.
great grandfather is in the book. John D.
Oh.
Stratford. He lost his hotel during the Tulsa massacre. So I seen him on an interview on LinkedIn, and
Oh,
when I was raising money, and I reached out to him,
Oh.
and he like gave me 10K, and because I needed approval for some photographs too, but he was super excited about it as well. And then the rest of the money came from, you know, Southeast Tourism Society, the Washington, you know, Hotel Association, and some friends that threw in a couple of thousand here and there.
this needs to be a
So
lesson to people because there are people out there saying that they shouldn't have to come up with money up front when they're trying to get something published, and they only have to come up with a couple of thousand. You had to come up with
and
$70,000.
that, you know, and you can go that way. You can go to a traditional publisher, but the thing is, I want to, first of all, I want to keep the rights to my book,
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
which I
Right.
still do.
Right.
And
Right.
secondly, I
Mm-hmm.
And this is
wanted to
what I
have
tell
a
people.
say-so in what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want
Right.
somebody to take my manuscript and do
And
whatever
own
to
it,
do
and
it.
then they can do
Right.
whatever they
That's
want.
what I'm saying. I didn't want that. And with Brown
And this
Books,
is, but this is what
you're
I
in.
tell people about when you're trying to get something published. Yeah, you might want the publisher to front everything, but if the publisher is going to front it all, that means they make all of the decisions. You lose a
Right.
lot of your creative control. But if
Yes.
you're wanting to control everything, if you want the book to come out when you want the book out, and you want to make all of these decisions, you've got to put some skin in the game, and you
Yep.
are willing to put some skin in the game and do the footwork and raise the money so you can make it happen. And so this is a huge lesson to a lot of future authors out there who
Hmm. Hmm.
are wanting to get their books published but are not willing to put that effort in. So I'm really glad that you shared this story.
Yeah, and you know, there's pros and cons to everything. You know, you can go,
Yeah.
you can self-publish. There is some pros to that, and of course, there's some cons. You can do hybrid. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
there's pros, and you can go to traditional. It's
Mm-hmm.
really what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish. And I just had my goals in mind. I knew exactly what I wanted. Now, when
Well,
I
you
reached
have been
out,
sitting on this for so long too.
yes,
You really, it's like it's
yes,
older than your kids.
yeah, this is
So
my baby girl right
yeah,
here.
it's like it is. So
My other woman, it's my woman.
so you don't want to just hand it over to somebody,
No, no.
because you this it's personal,
Yes, it was
you know.
personal
Right.
to me.
Mhm.
And you know how it is when you have a
Oh, I
certain
do.
idea in your mind
Yeah,
and you like, if I give this to you, you might not do it right. And then I'm,
Exactly.
exactly.
so
And if they buy the rights, they can do what they own the book. They can
right,
do whatever
right,
they want
right.
to do. They can change your
Absolutely.
story. They can change your characters. They can eliminate the meat of your book. They might say,
Oh
"Well, this is
man.
too heavy. This won't work for the
Yeah,
audience." They can change your whole project. So
exactly.
there's there's pros and cons to everything, like you said.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
How
you have
long
to
did it
weigh
take
them.
you? How long did it take? Because you already said this was kind of a school project,
yeah.
but how long did it take you to finally see this to fruition?
I would say, really sitting down, focusing on it, because really the monograph was not enough. I had to do a lot more to get to this book. So I would say probably 4.5 years, just because of the time that it takes to get permission to use photographs, sourcing photographs, finding the photographs. That adds a lot of, time to the process. And
Mhm.
plus, it was a lot of editing involved because
Right.
when they sent me back, the original monograph was maybe 10,000 words or so. And so when
So
I
okay,
talked to
so it wasn't that
Millie,
many words.
well, and Millie was like, you need to at least 18 to 20 to make a substantial book. She said, can you find some more stories? And I was like, yeah. I was like, a lot of stuff is digitized. I can probably get some more. I got so immersed in it, ladies. By the time I was done, I was at 90,000 words. So when I
Oh,
gave them back the manuscript, my developmental editor was like, dude, there's no way we can put all this in there. So I had to shave down like to get
Okay.
to 55, 60,000 words. So I got a lot of some more content that I can use, and I'm gonna probably, I don't know, I may put it on website or do another issue. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do with that, but
Mhm.
it was that editing process was probably took up the most time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the coffee table book isn't as many words as a regular book. Even though
Right.
that's a thick book. How many pages is it? Is it about
Three is 300.
300?
Yeah,
Something?
it's two. Well, the bibliography and sources is probably 30 pages of it. It's
Right.
275 total.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's
It
pretty
weighs
thick for a
about three
coffee table
pounds,
book.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use it for as a weapon.
Hit him over the head with some black history. Yeah. It's
So so
no,
I
go ahead,
wanted to
go
ask
ahead, Glenn.
about the Green Book.
Yes.
I was going to
Is
ask the same thing, Gwen. Go ahead.
She beat you. She beat you, doctor.
we always have the same questions. Because I'm sure the Green Book and different editions of it were good sources of information.
Yeah, I did. I used the Green Book. The Green Book is in here. It's a chapter that talks about it. But the difference between my book and the Green Book was printed from 1936 to 66, 67. My book
Okay.
starts in the late 1700s.
Okay. Oh,
And
okay.
it
So
goes
way
all the
before
way
the
through
Green Book.
yeah, and then it goes after the Green Book stopped being published. So I
Okay.
used it. There's a beautiful graphic of the Green Book in here and a picture of Victor Hugo Green, who started it, him and his wife Alma. That's all in there. But the Green Book didn't have a lot of imagery in it. I mean, it had a list. There were
Right. It
some
was a
pictures.
listing. Hmm.
I found these pictures primarily from historical societies, museums, libraries,
Hmm.
and things of that nature. So finding them was kind of hard, but then then getting permission. Some of them was in public domain, of course, but a
Hmm.
lot of them I had to get real permission because some people were very protective of that info. I talked to Madam C.J. Walker's great great granddaughter, I think it was.
Is
She
Miss
gave
Bundles?
yes, Miss Bundle,
Mhm.
Alelia
She was
Bundles.
on the show a few months ago.
Yeah, she gave
Hmm.
me a picture that I needed. Edward Wilson, who's a guy that ran the Olga Hotel in Harlem during the Harlem Renaissance, and he was dating somebody in C.J. Madam Walker's family or something, and she happened to have the photo I wanted, and
Wow.
she gave me the permission to use it, but she didn't ask for anything. Just she said, just give me a copy of the book when you're done, which I
Okay.
did. So
Did
that was
some of
pretty
the
cool.
people, did you have to pay for pictures?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, I gave I
Yeah,
paid
you
a
had to pay
substantial
and
amount of
get
money.
permission.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
permission and usage. Now, everybody did not charge me usage fees. Like if I told them what I was doing, they were like, "Oh my God, you writing a book?" They was like, "Here, just use it." And but then you had some like Getty. There's some pictures.
Mm-hmm. Get
Getty
image.
don't play. They
Yeah,
don't play.
Getty Images, you're gonna pay them.
You
Mm-hmm.
gonna
Yeah.
pay. There was a
Yeah.
there was a there was a guy. he was a boxer. His name was Joe Gans, and he opened a hotel in 1904 in Baltimore. And that was the only place I could find the hotel picture was on Getty Images, and they hit me over the head for money for that picture. But I wanted
Yeah.
it. I wanted it. I wanted it in there because it was such a rare photograph. So I
I'm
put.
glad you didn't go cheap. I'm like, I'm not paying for nothing. You wanted
Oh,
to,
you know,
yeah.
that's. I don't know. Have you seen have you seen the book? Have you
Not
seen it in
yet.
person?
Not yet.
Okay. You will know everybody that's gone through it and seen it, that's what captures them. The photographs are absolutely
Well,
gorgeous.
that's the reason
Mhm.
why I'm glad that you invested in getting good photos for
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And
There's
Mhm.
really what I was going to ask you about the Green Book was did the popularity of the movie help you with pushing this project?
yes, absolutely it did. That what was that movie came out in 2018, I believe it was. I
Been a
think
while
that
back.
movie helped people pique their curiosity to see what it was. I
Mhm.
don't think a lot of people, but not even a lot of our people knew what the Green Book was.
Right.
So I think
Yeah,
it
a lot of
did.
them take for granted where we are
Yeah,
right now, where because when I was a kid, a small kid, and my parents lived in North Carolina, but my dad was stationed in San Antonio, Texas in the Army.
mm,
And they said they had to drive from Texas to North Carolina nonstop because there wasn't, I mean, stop for gas. There wasn't anywhere to stay. So, you know, people don't realize that we're light years away from where our parents were or our grandparents were in
absolutely.
terms of just access to things.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
We
ma'am.
take it for granted.
We do. We do. We standing on the shoulders of some people that went through some
Yeah,
things.
and they
Right.
were they were tough. Me and Rhonda
Oh
talked about
yeah.
this. They people think they were meek or they were tough
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
because in
And
the
we talk
face.
about that all the time. Those people who say, those people who wear those t-shirts that say, I'm not my ancestors.
You
The,
wish you had the strength of your
Right,
ancestors.
exactly.
right,
Because it
right,
takes a lot of strength not to fight back. It's
Yes.
right.
a lot of strength not to say something or
Hmm.
do this
But
or do that.
they were still building. They were
Right.
Yes.
still moving forward.
Yes.
They still had their communities that were very close knit and worked on a. It was a true village.
Yes. I agree. That's what I tell people when you look through this book, I mean, when there are hotels in there that are 200 room hotels, like 4 and 5 story hotels, built in 1906 by a black person. And I say, when you look at that, I want you to think about the context of the environment they're putting this stuff in
Mhm.
probably one of the most racial prejudice
Hostile.
time,
Mhm.
yes, in this
Yes.
country.
Right.
That's not meek.
No, you have to have some serious determination.
You better have some
Yeah.
chops to deal with that
Yeah.
because you're going to have
Hmm.
people trying to tear it down.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I really wrote this book because I wanted not just, there was just a gap in the narrative of
Yes.
hospitality for Black people.
Yes.
And, every time you talked about Black people in the historic perspective in hotels, it was us working in housekeeping, service spaces, and we needed that, and that's beautiful. But there's a whole nother side, and nobody knew that part, and that was really the driver to put this thing together.
Yeah.
Um, just
Now,
wanted
what
to
I
change
really
the
like
narrative.
the page that you opened when you showed the inside, which is so symbolic of the time,
Yeah.
is the people, our people. When we went out, we dressed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sharp. Real sharp.
Yes, the
I mean,
men,
even on
the men,
the book
the
cover
men.
at the bottom. I mean, of the book, they're in a hotel, one of black-owned hotels in the bar, clean,
Yes, the
sharp.
men were sharp.
Yes, yes.
They
So,
wore hats, they wore suits. I mean, and they might have only had one suit, but they were
look good,
clean.
but they look good.
They looked good.
I love it. I love it. I just love seeing it, and I mean, it's just such a just the pictures just kind of help tell a story. I could have just made this book with no photographs, but I needed the
Oh
You would
imagery.
have
no, you
you would
no,
have
you wouldn't have
lost
done it
you would have
justice.
lost so
Yeah,
much if you had done that.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't have done the Times justice or any of it. Well, I can't wait to get my copy. Now, let me ask you another question. The book was nominated for an Image Award. So did you send it in yourself, or did your publisher send it in, or
My
how did
publisher sent it in.
okay.
They entered it for me. I think we had to send them like 15 copies or
That
something.
was what
Mhm.
it was, because I had mentioned to you, I've been nominated twice. You
Yes,
had to send
congratulations to
you had
you.
to send 15 copies.
Yeah, I didn't win, but hey,
I didn't
I'm
win either,
still
but
winning,
hey,
but I'm still winning. Let's
I'm
go.
still, if you look on the cover of my Facebook page, it says
Yep.
NAACP Image Award
Yeah,
nominee
yep.
times two. I can carry that forever,
Yeah.
and I hope to get
But
another one. I'm
that's
working on
right.
some stuff.
That's right. You can ride that. You can ride that till the wheels fall off.
You
That's what I'm
can.
gonna do.
I haven't submitted yet. I'm gonna submit 1 year.
Oh, okay. There you
but,
go.
mm,
I'm gonna
but
submit
you were
again when I make a
against.
documentary out of this book. I'm gonna submit again.
Now, what
Mhm.
category? Who won in the category you were in?
I can't remember her name. But it was a
You
book
won in the category.
About Diane Carroll and
Oh
some.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The book about Diane Carroll
See,
and
that's the
somebody
problem.
else.
Whenever I submit I'm submitting against celebrities and stuff.
See,
But
that's
but
hard.
hey, but
But
if you get nominated, now when I the two nominations I got, I knew I wasn't gonna win based on who else got nominated in my
right.
yeah,
category.
but you were
Because
still in there.
but I was
Still
still
in
in there.
You're
And
still
you
in there.
still get treated. They treat you special when you go.
Yes. Yeah. Did you go to the luncheon, the nominee luncheon when they had it?
Yes, yes.
I did
Well, the
too.
first year they had a luncheon. The second year they didn't have a luncheon.
Oh,
But the
okay.
second year, the beauty was the second nomination. My daughter and I, at the time, my daughter was a sophomore in college. And over the summer before her sophomore year, we put a book together about teen girls. It was principles that teen girls can use to be successful. Because
Right.
people would always ask me, what did I do with her? Because she was special. And she's still
Mm-hmm.
special, even though she's almost
Okay.
30. But the book got nominated. So my
That's wonderful.
daughter was a nominee too. So she got
Wow.
to go. We both went. And so she got to meet celebrities, and she has that on
She
her
had a
resume.
ball, didn't she?
She had a ball. She got a selfie with Chadwick Boseman.
No.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
What?
yes.
Oh
So
my God.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's special, and
It
they
is.
really have. I wrote a blog one time about the Image Awards, the literary part, and I
Mm-hmm.
interviewed the guy who was over it, because the literary part is newer.
Uh-huh.
The whole thing is like 50 years old, but the
Right.
literary part is much more new, maybe
Mm-hmm.
25 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's the top
Yeah.
nomination in terms of literature for Black people.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
get any better than that.
I agree with
Um,
you, Gwen. I agree with you. I was surprised when I got the email when I got home.
I was the first time I was so shocked. I had to like look at
Yeah,
it
I
three
read it
times
about 10 times.
to make
I was like,
sure I wasn't seeing things.
I feel you on that. I was
All
like,
right,
what?
y'all. Okay, y'all. Y'all have convinced me. I'm gonna go ahead. The
Yeah,
book
there
that
you
I'm
go.
working
There you
on
go,
now,
doctor. Go
I'm
on in
gonna
it's
go
there.
ahead and submit it.
it's amazing, and I did not
Submit it.
expect it. That was the other thing.
I didn't
My
either. I
books were
didn't.
both self-published.
What?
Both of my books were
That's see,
self-published,
that's beautiful.
so I wasn't expecting it. And um, the first one, I still publish it because it's about going to college debt free with scholarships.
Oh,
And my
that's
daughter went to
cool.
college
That's
debt free.
cool.
So every year I do a new one. Um,
Hmm.
but the second one, I told her school about the
I'm
nomination.
sorry, y'all.
And she,
I gotta keep the time because we done took all the
I
time
know, but I want
together,
to finish. I
and
want to
it's
tell this one.
9:30.
I know, I want to tell this one
She want
thing.
to tell a
I want
story.
to tell this one thing. My daughter, because of that nomination, she went to an HBCU. She got $7,500 in scholarship money for 3 years in a row because of that
Wow.
nomination.
See?
So
See?
you just never know. Like you said, you never know. You
You
need to
never know.
try. You never know. So
Yep.
anyway, Rhonda, it's our time.
Kelly, congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you,
This
Rhonda.
was great. This was
It's a
great.
beautiful
I'm
book. You have
I'm gonna
beautiful
get my
photos.
copy.
Okay.
Can't wait to read
Awesome.
it. And I'm gonna when I get it, I'm gonna email you so you know that I have it.
Oh, that's beautiful. And
And
how can I get to the
I
come
put
to
you.
the book? How can I come to the book fair?
We'll talk. Let me we'll talk off
Okay.
screen.
Yeah,
All right.
And
I
Beautiful.
we'll
put your link
communicate.
in the chat, so I hope everybody will click the link and we'll get a copy of your beautiful book. And thank you for sharing your story of how you brought it to fruition.
Well, thank you both for having me on today, and good luck to you, Dr. Rhonda. Get that book submitted.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye bye. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.